And on to the first step in this group. We're commencing with a very basic figure which is called the open telemark. And although it's a very basic figure, it is very hard to dance, mainly because the man is dancing and leading the lady into a heel turn and then into promenade position. So it's very, very important to understand the lowering action, the rotating action, and most of all the amount of turn. So I'm commencing this action facing diagonally to center of the room, and I'm going to try first of all to rotate and lower into my standing leg. So I'm dancing 1. This is going to create a very strong rotation to my left 1. From here I'm going to put my right foot to the side, which will complete an amount of turn of 1/4 of a turn. I'm now facing diagonally to the center of the room against line of dance and backing diagonally to the wall. So just watch the amount of turn that I'm making here. I'm dancing 1, 2. Also remember that you're dancing around the lady's heel turn here. So it's very important to remain with weight on your left foot as long as possible. Don't try to feel that you're trying to turn away. If we turn quickly, the lady has no chance of completing a beautiful heel turn. From the end of the second step here, I've got to make more turn. I'm now going to make half a turn so that my foot is pointing diagonally to the wall and my body is turning less, facing wall. This is always very, very important because many, many times we see the man opening his left side and having a very, very tight shoulder on the right side. So let's remember again, we're going to rotate and lower through the right leg, swing past the lady with the right side, creating that 1/4 of a turn, but remaining on the left foot as long as possible. 1, 2. From here, completing the half a turn, 3, with the foot turning more than the body, allowing the body to continue into the next step. Without stopping, telemark, 1, 2, 3. And now Karen will show you this beautiful heel turn and the action from the lady's point of view.
And now to the open telemark as lady. So we're going to move from our standing leg. So I'm standing on my left leg. Again, I shall lower and rotate through my standing leg. I'm going to feel for the floor through the tip of my right toe. Again, I'm making sure that I don't lose my tracking through the right foot. I lower and rotate through my left leg, and my right leg, although it's commencing to turn to the left, is actually going in quite a straight line. So I'm keeping my posture over my moving leg and my body weight over my standing leg. Now from here, I draw my left heel to close towards my right heel for 1. Now from here, I increase the floor pressure through the balls of my foot to complete the turn for 2 and place my right foot to the side in promenade for 3. At the same time, with the support from markers throughout the telemark, I will actually curve very strongly into his right arm on the open telemark. But to try and do it myself, I draw my feet together through a rotation. I'm drawing them together 1, increasing the floor pressure 2, and coming out for 3. Again on the open telemark, quite conscious that I keep my vertical centre very still and that I don't put any extra sways into the turn. Quite a difficult step to practice, but with a lot of practice I'm sure you'll make it very successful.
And now to show you together as a couple, you've got the opportunity to see the blending of the rotation and the shape within our head weights. I think a very important point when we're dancing the telemark or any turning figure is not to cross over each other's line. Although I think Karen's very beautiful, I still want to keep on my own space. So, we're dancing to this telemark. I have my shape to the left, Karen has her shape to her left. We swing and rotate on 1, completing the turn through to promenade. Now, as I rotate and press through my right leg, this action is quite a strong driving action which produces my body weight to go through my foot and into Karen as I rise over the left foot, thus shaping Karen to do a beautiful heel turn. 1, 2, 3. Also, my head weight will stay over my left shoulder. I don't want to start putting my head weight towards my right shoulder. I've got to keep my body weight and back turning around and up to Karen, keeping the weight on my left foot as long as possible to enable Karen to dance this beautiful heel turn. One more time. 1, 2, 3.
I think we'll show you the telemark in another direction now so you can see the actual closing of the feet to come out into promenade. Also, at the same time, I hope you notice that I allow Marcus to complete the turn of the promenade, because if I move ahead of him from steps 2 to 3, he will then be behind me in the promenade and he must always be slightly in advance of the lady. So if we go through this, notice the closing of the feet. For the 1, 2, I use my standing position to allow Marcus to get in front of me for the promenade. If I don't allow him to do this, we could be going out of the promenade with our 2 hips together. I must fit just behind the man's hip line in promenade position.
I think a key point here for the open telemark for the man is to, when he's rotated through his right leg, his standing leg, is to keep the weight over his left shoulder and his left foot as long as possible, therefore allowing the lady to dance the heel turn.
And also I think you'll notice that Marcus keeps a lot of floor pressure on his left foot. So although he's completing his body turn into promenade, he's not letting his feet just fall through. He increases the floor pressure through his left foot to control the turn. This allows me to complete my promenade turn with a slight body turn to the left and not to the right. So if we just have a little look at that, I'm turning left and left from here and still continuing to turn my centre to the left on the promenade and not turning out to the right. But it's Marcus's floor pressure and control of foot that gives me time to do this on the open telemark.
So there we have the open telemark.